He's very abusive, not just verbally, but physically. When my mom would be at work, he would beat me with a horse whip, the same whip that he would use on the thoroughbreds he used to ride.
Joey Ortiz remembers the harsh beatings he suffered from his father as a boy. By the age of 8, he was already getting drunk as a means of escape.
The feeling that it gave me, it lit a fire inside me. I was beat up inside, and it seemed to soothe the pain. You know, although temporary, without a doubt, it definitely, kind of soothed the pain that I had gone through and that I continued to go through growing up.
In his teens, football became an outlet for his aggression and anger.
It gave me this sense of invincibility where I could do no wrong. It seemed like everything I did was working out the right way. I had found this craving to get better and just to make a name for myself and really excel at that.
Number 81 was a high school football star, but inside, Joey was an emotional wreck and an alcoholic.
I was never happy, and I would star in a game, or I would make the game-winning kickoff return or punt return or catch a 70-yard touchdown, but I was not happy. I was miserable. I was trying to fill that void with, alcohol consumption and smoking weed. I was just trying to fill that hole. And I could never fill it. And it was, no matter what I did, I would feel good for 30 minutes and then I'd just feel miserable.
After high school, he had a chance to play for a major university. But before the season began, his body and his hopes were crushed in a hit-and-run accident.
We were standing on the shoulder of the road, and a car came rearing down the road, and I didn't even see it or hear it, probably because I was drunk. But it hit me with so much force, it sent me 75 feet down the road, and I landed in the street, and everyone thought I was dead.
Joey was life-flighted to the hospital, where he was in a coma for 3 days with life-threatening injuries, including a bruised brain, broken pelvis, and several broken bones. When he finally woke up, there was just one thing on his mind.
I couldn't think of anything else other than, getting back on the football field. The first words out of my mouth is, when can I get out of the hospital? I want to get out bad.
His recovery was remarkable. Just 5 months after the accident, Joey was playing football again at a small college, but was no longer the star athlete he once was.
I was heartbroken and disappointed, and I had worked so hard. I learned to walk in a swimming pool, and I worked and toiled so hard, and then, to be relegated to second string really just broke my heart.
The sense of invincibility he had in his youth was gone. For years, he covered his emotions with alcohol and lots of cocaine.
I was addicted from the first line I did. It was a relationship of what I thought was love. I thought I found this miracle drug, and it was just desperation. It was desperation.
After a near-fatal overdose, Joey quit using cocaine, but his drinking took him further into hopelessness.
It was bad to begin with. It went off the chart because I had to fill that void of, the high. I was trying to, replicate it any way I could. Drinking had taken me down such a road of despair and recklessness and jail and, hospitalizations and things like that. There was nothing positive about it. It was all bad, but it was just a path that I was on, and I was trying to wreck myself and do anything I could to get there. I walked around from 1991 with a 2,000-pound yoke on my back because I was beating myself up for getting hit by a car.
After playing in an alumni football game, one of the coaches invited him to church. All the years of reckless living and self-abuse left Joey ready for change.
The days couldn't click by fast enough for me to get there. I was so ready, and I was eager, and my heart was open for the first time ever. I showed up an hour early to church. I sat there and just listened to them, and I felt it coming over me. It was coming over me, and it's the highest of all highs, and that's the Holy Spirit. They prayed over me, and I took that 2,000-pound weight off my back and gave it to Jesus and let him deal with it, and it was the greatest day of my life.
As he drove home from church that day, he realized the emptiness he'd felt all his life was finally filled.
I was full because of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, and I was just full of their love and compassion and mercy.
Joey was also set free from his 30-year-long alcohol addiction and has been able to forgive his father. He authored a book about his life and says all his accomplishments and even his failures are insignificant compared to the new life and hope he has found in Jesus.
I'm nothing without him. I'm nothing. All the things I accomplished, trophies, league, this, that, this, all-star, all this is nothing. It's nothing. Through Christ, my success rate is unlimited. I was limited before on what I could do, and we saw what that got me. But now my opportunities are unlimited because he's Jesus Christ. He's raised from the dead. He's a living God, and through him I can do anything.